Do you know the feeling of resentment? It is when you identify a frustration with an object. A crude example of this is a punching bag. When often, to get through a workout, the person hitting the bag will imagine a person or even a goal standing in front of them. When the exhaustion hits them, it takes them away from, even for a moment, so you can go back to your day, from the resentment. So I understand many people feel this way, whether it be a blank canvas superimposed on an object, or an object itself, such as a pen, if you have writer's block, a food, if you struggle with weight, for example, you can think of in your own life. So I'll be going over 3 objects in my life that I've noticed that I've had resentment for, starting with, as I was talking about earlier with the punching bag, my boxing gloves, then my books, and lastly my rosary. So first, I'll talk about the one that has both fueled and motivated my anger throughout my life. The boxing gloves are both directly an object of my targeted frustration, as well as a representation of all of my attempted athletic achievements. First, I used to box, so my boxing gloves are directly a frustration of my skill related to boxing. The more foreign the gloves feel in my hand, the more frustrated I feel towards them. Once I felt like my own hands, then I could slowly chip away at the feeling. Secondly, they serve as a canvas for the rest of my athletic success, personal and in success in organized sports. Where if I can push myself with these gloves in training, then I can succeed more in running, baseball, lifting, or any other athletic endeavor. So, while the gloves show an object of resentment in the physical, the books I read give me that vexation in the mental. I love to read, but it challenges my personal place in life. And my frustration is drawn on my intelligence, on what my intelligence could have been, or if I applied to more books and more study throughout my life. So I brought Of Mice and Men because it showcases the fun I have while reading and the ease that some stories bring. I don't usually read fiction, but I read it to remind myself that there is time for some peace in reading and to have fun in the process, not just anxiety and trying to learn. I've covered 2 objects that correspond to the physical and my mental frustrations, so lastly, I have a rosary. So this rosary in particular is seashells that my dad got me in Mexico. The rosary is a pinpoint a lot of times of my religious and spiritual struggles, because it's how I practice my spiritual life and the way I'm most familiar. So when I'm struggling spiritually, I look at how well I've been praying the rosary. So I covered 3 objects that express resentment in all the states of my well-being. The frustration related to all these objects that I focus my attention on in different aspects of my life. So I'll end by asking you, what objects are weighing you down and covering up some of the deeper issues at hand in your life, and how do you identify with them? Thank you.